Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout and I'm just showing you a few things that I may be using, and that's a Prima camera template. And I took out some Hero Arts and some Mr. Huey Mist, and at first I'm thinking I'm going to use those arrows and the yellow, and then as soon as I start the layout and I use that Prima template, I knew this was going to go in a different way because this is Hero Arts Mint Julep in Tide Pool, and it's sort of a blue teal and a green teal, and then it totally takes my page in a different way. So I'm going to go in my stash and grab a Studio Calico in a basic gray pattern, and I'm going to go that way. And this is using my Spencer's kit, April kit, and I have 3 add-ons, and one of them is the Project Life add-on. And I did use the die cuts from that. And this layout took me 1 hour and 52 minutes. And it's the 9th layout for my Facebook challenge. And this is round 2 for me. I'm still waiting for the order that I put in for my reward to complete the 50 layouts. So as soon as I get them in, I will share them with you. And this is the 5th layout for using the Spencer's kit. So it doesn't really show on the video the 2 tones of that camera, but in person it really shows, and I really like it. And this is where I'm looking at that teal paper and I'm going, the arrows and all that stuff is just not going to go. So I grabbed, this is an Echo Park All About a Boy paper, and the blue teal where I'm going to mat my photos is a Studio Calico paper. And then I'm going to cut out a chunk of that. They're kind of circles, I guess. And they kind of have a smaller circle in the middle. And at first I cut it with my scissors and I'm like, that's too crooked for me. So I took out my trimmer and straightened that out. I'm going to use that washi tape that we got last month, and or the month before, and it's a perfect color. It's a green teal and a blue teal, so it matches that camera perfectly. And you're not going to believe what I did. I always check to see the faster recording and the slower recording, and I did the faster first and then did the slower, and it was 28 minutes, and I'm like, oh, that's too long, but I forgot to change it back to the 14, so I recorded the whole 28 minutes. And as I was recording, I'm like, this is taking forever, this feels longer than 14 minutes, and then realized at the end that I forgot to change it back to the 14, so I have to re-record everything because 28 minutes is just too long. And I just felt like I was rambling on too, so that was why, because it was so long. So now I added that washi tape in 3 spots. I went through my buttons, and those buttons are from October Afternoon Travel Girl. And then I kind of took out my enamel dots there to keep them in mind, because if I put stuff too far away, I kind of forget, because I had taken out some of those tiny stickers from My Mind's Eye that we got in last month's kit and totally forgot about them. So you won't see them when I show you till the end of the page, but just look at the still pictures and you'll see them. I added 3 of those little stickers on. Now I decide to use that chevron paper, and I'm just cutting out a strip of that chevron, and I'm going to use it as a border across the page. And now I'm looking at the basic gray stickers, and I even pulled out those pebble stickers that we had gotten, maybe in December or November. And I really like them, but I'm having a hard time using them. So I'm going to try to take them out more often so that I can actually use them. So I felt like the bottom and the top of the page next to the camera was kind of, I don't know, missing something. So I took out my Alison Kreft Webster's page stamp set, and it matches that washi tape that I really love, the camera black and white washi tape. except I can make this any color I want, so I love it. And this is one of my birthday presents that I had gotten, and I've used it quite a bit already. And I love that when I get new stuff, and it seems that because I'm not buying stuff all the time, when I get new stuff now, I want to use it right away. So I guess that's good. So now I'm going through my digital prints, and I choose that little card that says happiness is a day spent with you, and I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to use it at the bottom of the page and the top. And then I took out a 4x6 card, and it came from the paper pad from Amy Tangerine Yes Please collection. And then I'm going to ink up that chevron and the Tide Pool color, and this is where I decide to change it. I'm just going to take the teal 4x6 card, and now I'm going through my die cuts, and I'm so happy with the amount of die cuts that we got in this month's kit. And yes, I didn't just get the scrapbooking kit, I got 2 add-ons and then the Project Life kit. But we got 3 packages of those die cuts, and it's awesome. Like every page, I go through and I find tons of stuff that coordinates with the paper, what the layout that I'm doing. So now I'm just going through and picking everything that's kind of teal that goes with this page. And I found 2 transparencies that were perfect for this page. It says on, so I'm going to put it in the camera lens of each big cameras. So that worked out good. And then I took out a couple of those speech bubbles, and I love the speech bubbles that they gave us this month because they're cardstock, so you can use them to stamp on them, you can use them to put your title. So next time, and I wanted to order it this time but it was out of stock, it's a lawn fawn die, and it's all different shapes and sizes of speech bubbles, and I'm going to get it next time even if I have to wait to put in my order. And I'm just going to sit one afternoon or one evening, and I'm just going to cut out a whole bunch of speech bubbles with scraps of cardstock, and then I'll have them to put on my layouts because I love using speech bubbles that way. I don't really like them in transparencies. I haven't figured out how to really use them yet. But cardstock, I really love it. So I put one of those speech bubbles in behind that transparency that's thumbs up, because then the transparency shows up a little bit more. And then that Instagram or that Polaroid, I want to showcase one of the cameras in the strip that I had stamped at the bottom, but it left an awkward space there, so I decided to stamp it on some white cardstock, and then just glued my Polaroid onto it, and then I'm going to cut around it. And now I'm going to start gluing everything down, and I put another thing of washi tape, and that came in last month's kit in the Project Life kit, and I really love it. I love the teal of it. And I'm going to glue down my strip with some ATG tape. And I was kind of hoping to be able to do the voiceover and finish a page before the baby wakes up, but I don't know. Now I just wasted 45 minutes doing the voiceover. So, man, I wish I would have noticed before. What a waste of time. But so anyway, I'm going to glue everything down. And I'm going to glue that speech bubble just above that camera. And I use some glue dots for my buttons. And this stamp set, you could purchase it. It was an extra stamp set that you could purchase, and it matched or coordinated with, this month's kit. And it said, and it was epic. And in one word is what I'm going to stamp right now. I just found it really went really well with, the theme of the layout. And then I'm going to choose there's 2 little hearts on that stamp set too. And I'm going to take it out and I'm going to stamp it on a few speech bubbles. right there above the button, and then above it was Epic, and then next to where my title is going to go. So now I'm going to put a few enamel dots that came in this month's kit. And then I found another teal. It's a deeper teal than the one I really liked, the twine. It's from Line Twist, so it'll do until I get my order in. And then I wanted teal butterflies, but I wanted them to have texture, so I didn't want to do it just on, white cardstock. So I just did it on that Studio Calico paper. And once it dries, like when the ink is wet, you can't see it, but once it dries, the texture of the paper comes through, and this texture is like almost like a screen or a canvas, and it's really nice once the butterflies dry. And then I'm going to work on my twine, and I use the This to That American Craft dot adhesive, and I like to put some foam tape in behind my butterflies, the bigger butterflies' wings, and I'm using the dimensional from Stampin' Up. And I decided that when it's like butterflies and that kind of stuff, I'm going to use my dimensionals only because I want to get them used up. I just bought like 6 of them, 6 packages of the dimensionals before I bought my foam tape. So I don't want those to go bad, because I figure that foam tape is going to last me, since I got 2 of them, it's going to last me, at least a year or 2, right? And now I'm gluing down the rest of those butterflies, and now I'm going to work on my title. And those letters right there is Studio Calico letters, and then Simple Stories, those ones right there. And I have 2. One came from last month's kit or the month before, but I had bought some on my own, so I'm down to the point where I have to pick between the 2 of them. So my title is going to say, "Okay, tell me a story," and that's Pebbles letters that we got maybe 2 or 3 months ago in the Studio Calico kit. And those stickers don't stick whatsoever, so I'm going to have to make sure to put some quick dry adhesive in behind those letters. And I really wanted to do Maggie Milo's, which is Lisa here on YouTube, her challenge to use alphas on a layout, but I don't think I'll be able to. This is Friday, and I go back to work tomorrow, Saturday, the 29th, and I work for 7 days in a row, and then I go on vacation when I finish my night shift, and then we leave. So I just want to warn you that I probably won't have layouts going up every day. I think I have 3 more, and after that, who knows, because I'm working 7 days in a row. So I added some Glimmer Glaze and some Mr. Huey, and then I'm going to sew down my buttons with a needle and some crochet floss. So like I said, I have this one and 2 others. Well, one's almost done. I was hoping to get that done this morning before the baby woke up, but where I goofed up and did the recording twice, hopefully I get it done today, and I'm hoping to get one this afternoon when he goes to bed. And after that, who knows, because working 12-hour days, when I come home, I'm done. So that's it. I'm going to show you a few close-ups, and if you want to see some still pictures, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket and Studio Calico and just search for Nicole Jones 911, and I upload pictures of my layouts there too. So hopefully it won't be too long before I get to upload some videos, because I'm really enjoying it. So thanks for watching. Bye.